Welcome. Sunday afternoon. Right, so we're going to talk about a few watches, mainly the F91. Now, if you're going to want any watch in the world on no money budget, it's the F91. It's super cheap, super reliable, and just an amazing watch. There's nothing you can possibly want in a watch that this one hasn't got. So it was first released in 1989 and it's still exactly the same 35 years later. Nothing has changed at all. This one here, let me show you. This one here is the original model, and there's nothing has changed. Let me get it out of the packet and I shall show you. So this one here was one of the first ever produced, and these weren't produced in Japan like many of the 80s and 90s Casios. They're actually produced in Malaysia. And by the way, if you've got an F91 and it says Japan behind it like this, just means you got a fake. So these were only produced in Malaysia when they were first made, and then they will still carry on producing them, but in China. So this is the original one here. This is obviously the one they're making now. And they're exactly the same. Even the same module, the same strap, everything about them is exactly the same. By the way, here's a little fun fact for you. So many years ago, when they were producing these, they were getting a ton of fakes coming through. So what Casio did was they put a tiny little U. Let me show you. They put a tiny little U there. Such detailed U that a lot of manufacturers back then couldn't copy the U to be that small. So when they did make them, so this one here, I'm going to bring this one in to show you. When they did make the fakes, they made them bigger, the U, because they knew they couldn't manufacture. Let me just see if I can get them both together so you can see the size. You see how big that U is compared to that one? It's because they knew they couldn't do this. I'm trying to get them close together. They knew they couldn't get the two U's that small to produce them. So that's how you know, by the way, that you have a fake, is when the U's a bit big and it says on it Japan. And the screws. See the difference in screws? This is just a plus. The original ones wasn't. The line went all the way through on one side. But I spoke about that in another video. I'm not going to repeat all that again. Yeah, so this one here is in Malaysia, just showing you the difference that nothing has changed at all. Exactly the same design, the same module inside as well, the same colour light, the same, everything about it is exactly the same. Although the new ones now, which is a new one here, they just don't put the U on it anymore because manufacturers can copy them so easily. This one is China, and the fake ones were Japan. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about fakes, so let's put this one back before we ruin it. By the way, the original F91s, like I have here, they're going for a lot of money on eBay. Like the original watches, like you can buy a brand new one today for £10. I don't know what that is in dollars, but I've seen these exchange hands on eBay for around 200 because people want the originals for collectors. I mean, not to be worn. I'll just put that back on here. Yeah, so if you ever find one that's original, keep it. Right, so where's the beautiful watch? I'm also going to show you the maintenance on this, how to keep up your maintenance and how to change the battery. Because out of all the watches I've got, changing a battery on the F91 is the most difficult for a lot of people. It's ridiculously how hard it is. Anyway, so very durable, this watch. You can bang it, whack it, it will never break. It's made of resin, isn't it? A really good size. Good size watch. It has every feature you can want. So we've got the hours, minutes, the day, the date, and we've got the little bleeper alarm there to say it's on. We've got a great little alarm light. There we are. Not that it does much. It's water resistant as well. We've got an alarm on it. Let's see if we can press the alarm. Not very loud, but it does the job. What else we got? And a stopwatch. What more could you possibly want from a watch for a tenner, $10, wherever it is in Australia, America, wherever you are? It is the cheapest manufactured watch of this quality from an established brand you can buy. And Casio, so they started it in 1989 and they produced roughly 3 million a year for the last 35 years. So they must be selling 3 million a year. So this must be in, how many in circulation now? They must have sold over 100 million of these watches, which is astonishing. It's the band there, got the name on it. It's just a fantastic watch. If you want a watch for your son or daughter at a young age and you just want to tell the time, just can't go wrong with one of these. Perfect. Right, let me show you how to change a battery on these, because I do get a lots and lots of comments on how to change batteries. Now, I've got one here. So what you do need, by the way, before I change the battery, let me just show you quickly. If you don't like the black watch, don't like the black, then you want something chromy, blingy. This one here is called an A, where is it? Oh my goodness me. A163, and is exactly the same thing. It's not an F91 obviously, but it's the same module. So the module means this thing inside, the circuitry. I clicked it twice there. No different. This one is just twice the price, or maybe 3 times the price, but it's chrome, water resistant. Everything is the same about it. It's no different. Where's this made? Can't even see it. China. Got a nice strap on it as well. Let's have a look at the size difference. I think it's exactly the same. It is roughly the same, isn't it? Thickness, this one is a little bit thicker, but if you like the chrome and you want something a bit more blingy, it's still a lovely watch. What have I got that on for? It's still a nice watch and still very, very cheap, super cheap. And what's nice about it is, so when you put it on like this, let me just show you. These retro watches come in nice little boxes like this. Pretty cool, aren't they? Yeah, nice watches. If you want something chromy, that's the best thing to go for you. A160, whatever it was. And if you just want a basic watch, perfect. Now the module on them are all the same, 593. The one before this was the Casio. Before they start making the F91, it was a predecessor of the F87, I think it was. And they bought that, so they discontinued that one and brought the F91 out. And even Barack Obama wore one of these. Osama bin Laden was photographed with one of these. Tom Cruise, Arnold Schwarzenegger. What is it? Who else? Sylvester Stallone was also photographed wearing one of these. And in a few countries, they banned these F91s because They were used for making bombs, like putting this on a detonator, and yeah, because it's so reliable. Anyway, let's I'll show you how to change the battery on these. So first you need one of these screwdrivers. It's got to be across. Let me just zoom in for you so you can have a little look. By the way, whether you're changing a fake one or a real one, it's no different. It's exactly the same. So when you got it off like this, it will spring open like this, because underneath here, let me show you, if you flip it round, is this little spring bar, and inside here is a rubber seal. So see, you need to take all this off, really, the module. So don't just take the module out itself. By the way, if you don't know what a module is, this, all the circuitry inside, what functions to watch. First, you've got to take this rubber seal off. Take it off and flip it over and put it here. But oh, by the way, what makes the bleep is this. The piezo at the back, the metal part touches that and here, and that's what makes the noise. Right, so first now we've got to take this. I know it's absolutely ridiculous. We've got to take this module out. So just slowly lift it up. It pops off. And here is your module. So you flip it over. Now the battery is inside here. So what you've got to do is release some of these screws. All this for a battery. No other Casio is like this. They'll have a little tiny cage which you can just lift off. This one is all like this. I have no idea why. So if you release two screws and you lift, oh sorry, I'm in the camera. So I've just taken them two screws off. Now you lift this up and you get your one of these. And you pull all the battery out, and that's all it is. Then you fit the battery back in there to change the battery. Now when you're fitting this, it'll be the reverse, but let me just show you what to do quickly, because it's a little procedure that you have to follow, otherwise you get all flustered. Oh my goodness me, I don't have the correct pliers for the whatever these are called. Oh my god. Very fiddly with gloves on. Just zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. You stick it in here. Oh my god. Get it right one day. I might have to remove my gloves, but I cut my finger yesterday and it's bleeding, so I don't want to get any blood anywhere. Let's give it another go. Oh my goodness me, oh my god. Hope no one's falling asleep. Right, one more screw and I shall show you. Right, hopefully it's working. There we are. It's working. Right, so before you put the module back, you need to make sure these, which are the buttons, are pushed out. One here, and then that's your top, So you put the top upwards, and that's your top of your watch. You put that upwards, and then you just refit this backwards. When you put it in, because you've got these little contacts here for the buttons, you just lower them while pushing down. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I can't see what I'm doing here. Let me just get that back out. Yeah, you wouldn't have thought I'd done this before, would you? Goodness bloody me. Right, now we're in. There we are. So, you flip this over. Put the seal back. By the way, you do have a long battery on these. Something like 3 years. And don't forget, because that's the top of the watch, make sure the writing's on the bottom or the top. And that's it. Make sure your bleeper's working. You put the screw in here. There's no other Casio which the battery is changed like this. It's very fiddly. You might as well just buy yourself a new watch. That's how cheap they are. And that's it. You ain't got to do a system reset on this one either. Light works as well. Ding. That's it. What a faffle that was. Goodness me. Have I got anything else to show you? I do not think so. Who likes this watch, by the way? This is, when I was a kid, I had a job when I was probably 14, and I went and bought I saved up a lot of money and went and bought one of these, and it was £60 in 1993. And when I got this, I was like over the moon. It was a beautiful watch it was. Does anyone remember this? It's like a flat keypad. It's a light work on this. Yeah, very faint. Yeah. Oh, headed away from the camera. Yeah, that's it really. Sorry about the end of it. It's a bit of a faffle there, wasn't it? It's these gloves, you see. Right. If you like more content like this, or you want me to strip another watch down, let me know, and I should do one for you. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm going to try and do a video every day. And I've got a whole box over there full of watches that need work or some sort of service, and I'm gonna get some out one day, and I will show you what I'm going to do with them. I did have a C80 that had a lot of battery acid leakage, and no one attended to it, so they left it for many years. So I cleaned it all up, put it all back together, and it fired up lovely. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.